Sometimes you have to fall in order to rise. Sometimes you need to let go in order to begin again. Sometimes you have to unbecome so that you can become. Endings and pain, they're not meant to destroy you. They are here to reveal you. Conscious uncoupling, it is not the end of love, but it is the moment that love evolves into a higher truth. It is where two souls release each other with grace, so that each soul can rise into who they were always meant to become. Welcome to the unraveling. My name is Claire, and thank you for giving me a little space in your day. To begin, just take a slow breath. Let your body soften. Let your heart open just a little wider. Because what we're about to explore, it's not an ending. It's a higher initiation into love. And this is conscious uncoupling. And contrary to what the world believes, conscious uncoupling is not giving up, failing, or walking away from love. It is rising into a higher vibration of love, one that honors truth over attachment, growth over comfort, and soul evolution over story. Today I want to share a personal story, one that I believe someone listening has actually manifested into this moment. It's a story that I've held close to my chest for a long time because I'm a deeply private person. But lately I've felt a quiet, unmistakable pull to bring this story forward, and I trust that pull. I feel ready now. I feel ready to share in the hope that it helps someone else feel a little less alone on their own path of navigating a separation or a decision to begin a separation. I wish that I had found something similar when I was navigating this myself. This is a story that has reshaped me in ways that I never could have anticipated. It's a story that has asked more of me than I believed I had to give, and one that awakened a strength within me that I did not know was living inside me. Because today marks 2 years since I made the hardest, bravest choice of my life. The choice to consciously end a relationship that had held me in safety for over 20 years. We met young. We were 19 and 22, and we built a wonderful life together. A business, a home, a sense of safety that for a long time I truly believed was enough. But yet something inside me knew that we were growing in different directions. And for myself, coming from a history of deep wounding and abuse from men, I had leaned on him to make me feel whole. And to his credit, he offered this kind of safety. It was a safety that I had never known from men, but safety and alignment, they are not the same thing. So 5 years into our relationship, I started to feel the misalignment. But I told myself I was being ungrateful because he was kind, he was a lovely person. We were like brother and sister. There was no cruelty, there was no betrayal, there was no external drama. There was just this deep, quiet ache within me, a knowing, a truth that I was too scared to name. So I tried to fix our relationship. I threw myself into planning holidays, date nights. I started doing new projects, new businesses, gardens, renovations, studying, creating, pushing, trying. And amongst all this, I was hoping that the problem was just me, and that by me finding my own peace, I could fix our relationship. But patterns, they had already settled in. Roles had been solidified. And I had well and truly stepped into my strong, wounded inner masculine energy. I was thriving on building, holding, managing, mothering. I was very independent because that's what the world taught girls who were raised in the 80s and 90s. Be strong, be independent, be the one who keeps it all together. And then in 2023, everything changed. I had a spontaneous Kundalini awakening. Didn't even know that was a thing. This led to a dark night of the soul, and that completely cracked my life open from the inside out. I wasn't seeking this awakening, it found me. And for anyone who has ever walked through a dark night of the soul or an ego death, they know that the soul literally dismantles everything that is built on illusion. It demands truth. It asks for liberation. It asks for authenticity, no matter the cost. But I tried to cling to my relationship because leaving meant that I would lose my home, I would lose my business, I would lose my comfort, I would lose the predictability, I would lose my identity, I would lose what felt safe for me. And truth is, I didn't want to hurt anyone. I just wanted to slip away alone and escape the need to confront the truth or to see the impact that my truth would have on others. So I did the one thing that I thought I could only do. I prayed. I prayed for peace. I prayed for contentment. I prayed for the ability to just be able to stay in the relationship and to make it work. But the peace, it never came. And eventually I got to a point where staying began to hurt more than actually leaving. There were moments, twice in fact, where I actually did fall to my knees. Literally fell to my knees. I didn't think that was a thing. I thought it was just a dramatic scene in a movie. And I found myself just on my knees, crying on the floor, feeling my soul just caged inside a life that looked perfectly fine from the outside, but a life that no longer fit who I was becoming or who my soul wanted me to become. And eventually I understood that the most loving thing that I could do for both of us was to let go. Not because he wasn't good or kind, but because staying would have been untrue. Ending the relationship, yes, it broke his heart, and it broke mine too in a very different way, because I had to sit in the discomfort. I had to sit in the guilt, the grief, the consequences of choosing my truth over my comfort. The truth is, I wanted to ruminate on all the ways that he never met me in the relationship. I wanted to put all the blame on him so that I could release myself from the discomfort. But I refrained. I caught myself, and I did everything I could to choose the higher road. So I stayed in the discomfort. I didn't run away. I showed up every single day and navigated the pain that I had caused with as much grace as I could find. And before we talk about conscious uncoupling, I wanted to tell you the most important part. 2 years later, we are both stronger, we are both wiser, we are both more whole than we were when we came together. We spent 2 years slowly releasing our relationship. Sometimes it was messy, sometimes it was sovereign, and sometimes we were unsure if we would circle back and come back together again. But we didn't run to new relationships. We didn't seek distraction. We didn't try to bypass the grief. We just sat in it. We faced ourselves, and we allowed ourselves to grow through it. Yes, at times we were both guilty of showing up in our most wounded versions of self. But that was not who we were at the core. It was just the pain trying to find a way to integrate, to understand, to release, and to free itself. And now, as he prepares to return home to Canada, we both prepare to say goodbye to the life that we have built together. We both know with peace, with clarity, with genuine gratitude, that letting go was the highest form of love that we could offer each other. We honour the 20 years that we shared. We honour the last 2 years of unravelling and rebuilding. And we honour the truth that ending a relationship does not mean that it failed. It means that it completed its purpose. And that completion, it grew us into versions of ourselves that we would never have met had we stayed in the comfort of the relationship. After 2 years of dissolving, shedding, awakening and rising, this journey, it broke me open in all the right places. It taught me the deeper meaning of conscious uncoupling, not as a goodbye, but as a sacred returning to self. Today, I invite you to join me as we explore what it truly means to honour the ending of a relationship, a process known as conscious uncoupling. I first came across the term back in 2014 when Gwyneth Paltrow and Chris Martin announced their separation. I remember thinking, oh, what a beautiful thing, but yet deeply confronting. What an interesting way to describe a breakup. Conscious uncoupling is the art of ending a relationship with awareness and integrity, rather than with blame, resentment, or destruction. It's the understanding that love can complete its purpose without ever becoming a battlefield. It doesn't mean that the relationship failed. It means that its cycle has come to completion. In conscious uncoupling, two people honour the truth of where they now stand, even when it hurts. They release each other with compassion, accountability, and respect, rather than through avoidance or chaos. It is choosing truth over comfort, clarity over confusion, growth over repeating the same patterns. Conscious uncoupling doesn't bypass the grief. It simply meets the grief with maturity. It allows both people to walk away without abandoning themselves and without carrying unnecessarily wounds into their next chapter. At its core, conscious uncoupling is one of the highest expressions of love at an ending, a way of transforming goodbye into self-evolution and guiding both individuals back into their own sovereignty. It is what happens when two people choose awareness over reaction, clarity over collapse, and compassion over destruction. It is the art of transitioning a relationship with dignity, with sovereignty, with a deep reverence for the role that it played in your own becoming. Conscious uncoupling is not about shutting down the heart, cutting someone out, or pretending that you never cared. It is about holding the relationship in gratitude, even as you release the form that it once took. It is the understanding that not all love is meant to stay, but every love is meant to shape you. In this vibration, endings are not enemies, they're teachers. They reveal where you have grown, what you have outgrown, and what your soul is now asking you to step into. But there is also something very important to understand about conscious uncoupling. It is very rare that both people arrive at this decision together, especially at the beginning of navigating a separation. Most of the time it begins in one heart. One person sees the truth first. One person feels the completion. One person recognizes that the relationship can no longer evolve in its current form. And sometimes one person chooses to take the higher road, even when the other is still caught in fear, in blame, in old patterns, or in the ache of not wanting to let go. But here is the beautiful thing. Here is the quiet power of conscious uncoupling. It only takes one sovereign heart to elevate the ending. So one person choosing the awareness creates the space for the grace. One person choosing truth without attack, it shifts the entire field. One person choosing softness over retaliation invites healing instead of destruction. And when one person rises, the vibration of the relationship rises with them. And even if the other cannot meet that frequency immediately, your energy, it becomes an invitation. It becomes a lighthouse, showing another way to move through transition, not through chaos, not through collapse, but through clarity. Consciousness is contagious. Grace is contagious. Healing is contagious. When you rise, you also give the other person permission to rise with you, but rise in their own timing, in their own capacity, in their own way. This is how one sovereign heart can change the entire trajectory of an ending. And this is how love becomes evolution, even as the form of the relationship gently dissolves. By choosing conscious uncoupling, you are choosing a higher vibration, a higher frequency. The reason for this is because it requires self-mastery. It asks you to stay open when your heart all it wants to do is close. It asks you to speak truth without the blame. It asks you to navigate your grief without abandoning yourself or running away. It asks you to honor your evolution without diminishing theirs. It requires presence, emotional intelligence, deep self-awareness, and a willingness to let the ego soften so that the soul can truly lead. Most people separate through fear, but conscious uncoupling is separation through love. This is why it is such a high vibration. It transforms endings into elevations. It transmutes pain into wisdom. It purifies your field so that you can step into the next chapter without carrying the residue of old patterns. It's not just how you end the relationship, it's how you rise through it. In conscious uncoupling, you meet the most powerful version of yourself. You learn that you can hold your own heart with tenderness, that you can release someone without resentment, that you can honor your needs without guilt, that you can stay open even as life restructures itself, that you can trust that the soul never takes away anything without giving something greater in return. You discover that love comes in many forms: romantic, platonic, karmic, seasonal, and sometimes there is a love that arrives simply to awaken you. Conscious uncoupling teaches you that connection does not need possession to be meaningful, and endings do not need chaos to be complete. This is sovereignty. This is maturity. This is soul-led evolution. I want to talk a little about the alchemy of letting go. So when you uncouple consciously, you allow the relationship to complete without collapsing your worth. You keep the lessons, the beauty, the growth, and you release the attachment to the form. You stop trying to recreate what was, and you start honoring what is true now. You understand that love, it doesn't disappear, it just simply shifts in shape. And in that shift, you rise, you expand, you become someone who knows how to love without losing yourself, someone who knows how to end with compassion and begin again with clarity. This is one of the highest spiritual vibrations that a human can embody. So just take one more breath, feel it move through your chest like a warm light, because conscious uncoupling is not a chapter ending, it is a soul ascending. It is the moment that you choose alignment over attachment, truth over illusion, evolution over repetition. It is the moment that you honor that every relationship, it serves a purpose, and when its purpose is complete, love invites you to rise into your sovereignty, to rise into your clarity, to rise into the next version of yourself. Conscious uncoupling is not just an ending, it is a sacred rebirth, and you, beautiful soul, you are ready for this level of love. You just need to trust that. Thank you for listening. Namaste.